Welcome, everybody, to podcast number 272, I think. I'm in here, let me check I don't think there's too much background noise. Anyway, I'm here in the truck. I've got Effie Schroeder with me, and we are going to tackle the topic of what do construction professionals need to understand when it comes to their children. Stay with us.
This is the Elevate Construction Podcast, delivering remarkable content for workers, leaders, and companies in construction wanting to take their next step. Get ready to step out of your comfort zone with Jason Schroeder as he encourages you to do better, live a remarkable life, and expect more. Let's go.
Welcome, everybody. I've got Effie Schroeder, my daughter, here with me. Go ahead and say hi.
Hi, guys.
And so I've really queued this up. So I've surprised her. We haven't prepped this at all.
I'm surprised as heck.
Yeah. So I set this up in a good way for myself because Effie's the most. You might hear some car noises, by the way, but I've gotten some feedback that some of the off-the-cuff type podcasts are not that bad. So I hope the audio works for you. Anyway. So I surprised her, and I haven't queued her up or anything else like that, but I did stack the cards in my favor. Effie is the most like me, and she's, what do you mean? You don't agree with that?
No.
Yeah, I know.
Just kidding.
But anyway, she's the most likely, probably mentally and biologically. She even, never mind. I was gonna say you walk funny like me, but you don't like when I say that. So I'm not gonna say that in front of
You can sit
thousands of
you
people.
can see wherever you want as long as I get to see whatever.
That's fine, wherever you want. So anyway, we're gonna talk about tonight as we're driving. Oh, by the way, we were headed to some church meetings. So Effie has some leadership callings. I have some leadership callings. So we went together, just finished the chocolate chip cookie together. Don't tell my fitness coach. And then a glass of milk. You still haven't finished yours. But anyway. So Effie, here's a direct question for you. And just do the best you can. Normal, authentic, whatever.
Okay, bring it on.
What would you want anybody in construction to know, mothers or fathers, we're talking to women and men here, want to know from your perspective, being a child of, I might add, just like a fantastic construction father and mother? Anyway, go ahead. What would you want them to know?
Like what to do for your kids, or like what
From a suggestion standpoint, from a what could our family have done better? What would you admonish other people to do to stay connected, build cohesion in the family? What would you, okay, here's a better way to do it. What would you have told mom and me 15 years ago? You're 16, I know, but
well, you guys have done a really good job of this, but I would say to listen, because every time like I have something that I'm struggling with or that I'm scared of, if I go talk to my mom or my dad about it, then I'm good. So I would just say to really be attentive and like know your kid and know when they need to talk about something, because especially with stuff like mental health, like if you're not there listening for them, then that could really hurt them. So I would just say listen and watch. And yeah, I would also say kick their butt when they need it.
that actually ties it. I haven't been around all our life. I talk a lot about work-life balance and taking care of families, but I learned that the hard way. Sometimes I was out. Well, actually, I've traveled I've always flown to what's that?
I was just saying you have flown a lot, but it's never been like, oh, Dad's gone again. Great.
Because you're saying the moments are like the individual moments are key. Well,
Yeah.
the other thing is you're homeschooled, so we get a lot of time.
That is true.
So also keep in mind, Effie, that most people on the that are listening to the podcast, they're gone. I'm not saying they're worse off than I am. Well, actually, it's probably the same because I traveled and homeschool. lot of them probably don't travel and their kids are in public school. So maybe the time balances out. But go ahead.
Right.
What were you going to say?
I would just kind of like with the time, you're never going to have as much time as you want. So I would say don't focus on getting more time. Focus on making the moments that you have with your family and with your children more meaningful, because one meaningful moment is worth like an hour of meaningless time, whatever, stuff like that.
So I'll translate what you said. Don't be mad at me, but don't stress about if you're not able to get more time. Make the moments count. If they can get more time, obviously, right?
10 out of 10.
Yeah. Okay. 10 for me. So I love what you said there. So you say connect. You said something else. Oh, be watching out. So there were two. I'm trying to pick up on what you said. So the hours that you're with somebody doesn't really matter too much if you're maximizing on the moments and watching for problems is what you said. Did I hear that right?
Yes.
Okay. What else?
What do you mean besides that?
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Well, let's put you on the spot. What's one thing that Katie and I didn't do well without being too trashy? I mean, be transparent, but don't be trashy transparent, right? I don't want cops showing up at the front door or anything.
none of us want that. So, I can't think of one right now. Well, I guess I have perfect parents and y'all are just unlucky. No, I'm kidding, you guys. I'm kidding.
Oh, I've got one.
Oh, wait, no, I got one.
Okay, go ahead.
I got one. So sometimes in like teasing, sometimes you'd be like, your mom would just like tease me about something and I'd laugh about it, but it would still hurt on the inside. And it wasn't like, oh, my parents were abusive for anything. It was just sometimes there's like that one sensitive subject. So I would say the one thing you could have done better was just try and be more aware of if your teasing was hitting too close to home or not.
I meant with construction. This isn't a personal therapy session.
What? Okay,
There I did it again. I made fun. Okay, but note it. Okay.
With construction?
Okay, so I'll give you a good example of feedback, not what you just did.
Yeah, because I don't do anything right.
I'm totally just kidding with you. What I'm saying is, being gone on trips, one thing that I have started to do a lot better is to intentionally connect right away, because when I'm gone, that connection goes away a little bit and things aren't just back to normal, right? And so that ties in. So you did a good job.
See,
I think if I had to guess, I think what you're saying, like if you're constantly in rapport with somebody and around them, you have that connection and you can joke and you know what to joke about and stuff like that. But if you're disconnected and you come back like everything's all normal, right? You might need to build that connection again before you go into status quo.
Exactly.
Okay. So what's something that we've done great?
So done great. I think, especially now as I'm getting older, I'm realizing that the times that when you were like loving but firm, and sometimes I had to be more than firm because like I didn't get it or whatever, those times like shaped me to be better. So you guys have done a really great job of making sure we stayed on track, but also like making it easy to stay on track and not like having it be like, oh, I can't do this or I'm gonna screw up in front of my parents, but like we still know how to work life because we've been kept in check. I don't think I said that the best on this podcast.
I think it's okay. No, I don't think it's okay. I think it's great. One thing that comes to my mind, Mom, when you come home from being at work all day, right? I think what I'm hearing from Effie is take that time to connect because it's needed. Your influence is needed. And Dad, when you're gone, you might want those moments to be great and you should be the loving one, right? When you come home and be really supportive and fit into the family culture. However, when it's time to be a little bit firm and have that masculine energy, and mom, when it's time to come home and have that feminine energy, go ahead and give that. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would totally agree with that.
Dang it, what was I going to say? I was listening to you, so I forgot what I was going to.
Well,
Usually I'm in a flow. Having a solo podcast is perfect for me because I just listen to myself and I don't have to talk to anybody else. Oh, here's what I was going to say. They did a study, and it was based on religious circles, but this can go, religion, family culture, keeping kids cohesive within the family culture. The study said primarily from a connection and family culture and spiritual and traditional sense, the children were more connected and kept with family traditions and family religion and family spirituality based on how approachable the father was. And, I get the whole, being equal with men and women, and I get that we're in cross-functional roles. I'm not talking about that. Nobody get mad at me for that. But, men and women have a different kind of an energy, right? So I'm talking from an energy standpoint. It really mattered if dad was approachable.
Yeah.
And I can tell you I'm not. Yeah, go ahead.
No, even from what I've seen in my very short 16 years, that is true. It does change on whether or not dad is approachable. I'm not saying you're a bad person. I'm just saying that that's true.
Yeah.
You're pretty approachable. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you. Why is my audio? Oh, I think we're not talking loud enough. Anyway. All right. So, closing advice. Okay, so here's the question. Closing advice, Effie. What advice would you give to construction professionals? And these are people that might be workers. They might be foremen. They might be, or foreperson, or I don't know what the new term is, or they might be field engineers. They might be superintendents. They might be project managers. What advice would you give them to raise remarkable children, knowing that there's quite a sacrifice that they have to make to be in this industry?
Whew, no pressure, right?
No, actually, there's a lot of pressure. We have thousands of people listening to this. So, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, cool. It's good practice. I would, the one thing that has been really coming to mind right now is don't overthink it. Yeah, you may fight with your kid and you may have friction in your relationship, but deep down, kids love their parents, right? So and I don't think that's ever going to go away unless something really bad happened, but just don't overthink it. They probably do want to hear about the funny thing that happened at work or this cool new technique that you learned. And yeah, they love you. So don't overthink it too much, because then you get stressed and then they get stressed and it just messes everyone up. So just don't stress. Love your kid. Love yourself. Mic drop.
No, that is a mic drop. I feel like that was perfect. I kind of feel like most teenagers, actually, you teenagers have been pretty good. I've seen some teenagers where it's I think God gave them a secret note that said, when you turn 12, start to pretend like you don't care about your parents and be the biggest a-hole you can be. and nobody can see your secret note. And then we all forgot that we had notes. Anyway, but yeah, kids really want to be involved. And that was the one thing that I was going to say. What did you have something?
I was just going to say if you want to show this podcast to your kid, here's for all the teens out there. That's super dumb. They can be your best friends and they've done this all before. So it's probably better to get their insight.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, so the next podcast we'll do will be advice for kids to support their construction parents. So, all right.
Cool.
So here's my thing. I have found it really fun to involve my kids in construction, take them to the job, to the projects. I've had the kids clean the trailer for money. I've had them help me organize the desk. Remember when you got to post drawings? you remember how fun that was?
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was fun.
You hated posting ASI.
I hated slip sheeting. I thought you were talking about drawing on the whiteboards. That was fun. I hated slip sheeting though. Oh
Yeah, that was back in the day when I had my printed set of drawings.
And then your friends were like, "Yo, she can do the slip sheeting. Can I hire her?" And I was like, "No."
I remember you did slip sheeting for Brent, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, it was good. That was good days.
So they've, excuse me, they've come to work. They've slip sheeted. They've posted RFIs for me. They've cleaned the desk. They've cleaned the trailer. I've taken them on job walks. Now they do boot camps with me. When I fly around the country, I take 2 of them with me. I just, all of us. Ooh, this is actually turning out to be a pretty darn good podcast.
It is. It really is.
Except for your, my parents joke with you too much. Am I doing that now? Okay. Anyway.
No, are you?
So one of the things. So we're all everybody on this podcast and everybody listening to this podcast is going to make construction a place where we can invite our children to work. Meaning, if I could say to you, hey, come be our field engineer, or come, join the trades, because we're going to make it an inclusive environment. And as such, I don't have to be afraid, at least in the circles that I run, to have you be around it. We have craft and foremen, at least on the jobs where I'm there, more respectful of children and women and protected classes and things like that. And so I just don't underestimate the fun that you can get from connecting your family to your work. And that's a huge thing when your family thinks that your work is cool. And I can just say that it's been the honor of my life to have you, Effie, you run boot camps with me.
I wouldn't say that, but
yeah, but so I usually, like, if I have trouble getting everyone moving to the music, I'm like, F, get out here. That's happened a couple times.
That has happened.
So, and then Reno does the DJing. So go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna talk about what you were talking about, take your kid, show your kid your work. That is 10,000% true. The first time I went on his job site, I was literally so excited that I even got to wear PPE. It was he made my life. It was so fun, and I was so excited, and I'm pretty sure that your kid will feel that too. And I remember one time I was in PPE and you sent me and Jake Smaley, I think. Am I allowed to say his name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he sues you, I'll transfer the cost.
I love you, Jake.
There's no indemnification here. Go ahead.
Anyway, you sent me and Jake to go get something at the store, and so we were wearing PPE. And I was 8 or 9. And I was just feeling so swag, just marching through that store in my PPE, and someone was like, "Yo, she's working." I was like, "Yeah, dang right, bro." My dad took me to work.
And I haven't made a secret of the fact, when I'm in my hard hat looking all when I'm thinner, but I'll look at my reflection in the window and be like, "You looking good." You know what I'm saying? Especially in those really dark sunglasses. Yeah, oh man, I love that. So yeah, we've had good memories. Reno knows how to operate a backhoe. Effie knows how to slip sheet.
Yep, I definitely know how to do that. I don't think that I'll do it for hire.
Yeah. So nobody call and ask that, but yeah. So if you want to visit some of the Schroeder kids, come to one of our boot camps, and if you're on your way to one, then you're gonna meet our kids. It's a family event. We're dedicating our lives to doing this. So I'm super excited about that. There was one thing. Brandon Montero, whom we love.
No one love, baby.
Yeah, the beard, the man.
Honestly, the man, the myth, the legend.
Let's see who can go longer. Brandon Montero kills 2 stones with 1 bird.
Brandon Montero won a fist fight with his beard.
Brandon Montero, no. Alexander Graham Bell had already, when he invented the telephone, had already missed 2 calls from Brandon Montero.
Death once had a near Brandon experience.
That one's really funny. Superman has Brandon Montero underwear. Come on. Did I beat you?
No, you didn't.
Okay.
Okay, so. Oh,
anyway,
shoot, no, you didn't.
buzzers are. So Brandon Montero, he does a lot of stuff with us. He works with me in these boot camps. He does a lot of stuff with Elevate. He's fantastic. Anyway, he's a great man and a great influence, and he and the kids have a close connection. And every time at the end of a boot camp, he doesn't have kids of his own, but so he probably is kind of like their adopted uncle. But at the end of every camp, he's like, I just love that these kids are here, and that the family is together, and the cohesion and how they act with each other is a beautiful thing. And he gets teary-eyed every time. And so my message, why did I say that? Am I bragging? No, I'm not. What I'm saying is, if more people could see that construction, or at least some moments in construction, can be a family ordeal, and we can have more intentional conversations about it, then we could protect families more. And elevate construction, that our mission to bring respect back to construction, to respect workers by training leaders, and ultimately we're going to preserve families. So
10 out of 10.
Yeah,
especially if you bring them into your work, then they'll start to want to take ownership of that, be proud of that, be proud of you, and then it works for everyone. So yeah, what he said.
Yeah, I love that. So one quick bit, and then we'll close this out. One positive bit of feedback for you, Effie. You're always looking to serve somebody and brighten their day. All right, now you get to compliment me. Your favorite thing about me.
My favorite thing about you.
Because if people hate me on the podcast, which they don't,
you're gonna have to do it with me.
No. Then they can hear you say something that's true and wonderful and be like, "Oh, I love him now. I liked him before, but I love that guy now." So go ahead.
Okay, so
make it good.
You strive. I can't look you in the eye when I do this.
Why, are you gonna cry?
No. No, you really do your best to be the best dad possible, to make it fun, to make sure we know we're loved. Are you gonna get teary-eyed?
No, I don't even care what you're saying. I'm just kidding.
Where was I going with this?
No, you were saying something nice.
No, yeah, you really strive to make it a remarkable experience for us, and you do you kind of do mine, but to us, you really look for service opportunities, and you're really funny. I don't tell you that often, so it doesn't go to your head, but
I'm funny
on your podcast in front of all these people. I can certify that you're funny.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I think that's all we got. Let's end on a high note.
That's all, folks.
All right, on the cat. So every time I say "on we go, Effie," they wait for me to say it. Let's see if we can synchronize this. Mm-hmm. Let's do one practice run. 1, 2, 3.
On we go.
And then let's do it for real. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
On we go.
Please join us next time in elevating the entire construction experience for workers, leaders, and companies coast to coast. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to share with your construction colleagues and help us spread the word by rating, subscribing, and leaving a review on your preferred podcast listening platform. We really appreciate it. We'll catch you next time on the Elevate Construction Podcast.